There's some really powerful choices that emotionally hack you while you're watching this ad. And I think that's what's really impressive about it. We rolling, so we're good?
Yep.
Cool. So this is called Loretta. The spot stuck out to me because, one, I initially wanted to hate it because it was Google. Not because I hate Google, we literally use Google all the time. It's just like, it's a big brand, trying to hit you in all the right spots, but it does an excellent job of emotionally hacking you. Like, I don't know a person that wasn't emotionally affected by this, even if they're kind of a little creeped out that like Google's gonna save all this information. And I think that is a real testament to the storytelling elements and the way they constructed this to make that effective. Let's take a look at it and I can talk about that once we get a watch. Yeah, no.
Hey Google, show me photos of me and Loretta. Remember, Loretta hated my mustache. Remember, Loretta loved going to Alaska and scallops. Show me photos from our anniversary. Remember, she always snorted when she laughed. Play our favorite movie. Remember, I'm the luckiest man in the world. Come on, boy.
There's some really powerful choices that emotionally hack you while you're watching this ad, and I think that's what's really impressive about it. You know, obviously the music. Music is such a vital element to any emotional resonance. I mean, you don't need music to bring out emotion. You can use proper sound design, proper framing, etc. There's ways to do it.
Really simple
piano. But yeah, and it's in the right key. You know, it's in the right tonality, and it's not forcing itself where it's like trying to be too much emotion. It leaves enough space for everything else to kind of play. So that music choice is extremely important.
The choice of that guy's voice.
Yes, who's an actual grandpa from someone that works at Google. So like there's an authenticity to it. Like that person's not acting. They may or may not have their significant other anymore, but you know what this taps into is the conscious like understanding that we're all mortal. And that like we're going to age, and then there's going to be memories that are going to be more removed from our current timeline each year we get older. So like it's already tapping into that, which is another way to emotionally hack this. And he's going to tap into that as an actor.
I don't want to say that it's preying on a fear, but it's basically like
it's preying on nostalgia.
Yeah, forgetting is like, you know, something that we're all worried about, and the fact that they're collecting the data and saying like, hey, I'll remember these things, and here I have these pictures for you, is like something that we all can benefit from.
It's that idea of like, in order to be authentic and powerfully and emotively connect with someone is to be real, and they took that to the absolute realness that you can get in a spot while still effortlessly selling what the product that they want you to use does. And that's really effective and powerful storytelling, where it's like, they mention Google in the beginning, like, hey Google, but it's really not about Google at all. It's like, here's the use case. That is really effective advertising and that kind of
Google has always done a really good job of, they never miss the beat of establishing the human connection of like, whether it's photos or whether it's email or anything, they know that like the asset that they need is human, and they can pinpoint it, and it really establishes a good emotional connection. The fact that you can search through your pictures and archive them, and then they'll categorize them based on faces. I find that incredibly creepy, but it's also really useful, and they've established how well that works in the system.
I think my note too was like that they had a really good story arc. Like the beginning, middle, and end was really well constructed. They used the formula, but in that formula, they made something that felt very fresh and real.
They establish the stakes of the story really well. They show you all these things that make it matter that, this dude might forget Loretta.
Yeah.
And it makes it so that you care. You have to care. And they do it. They nail it.
I think what's brilliant about this too is that with all these elements that we talked about that they brought together, it taps into something that you don't appreciate until you appreciate it more and more and understand more and more when you get older, is that bittersweet happiness. That's happiness that kind of makes you cry. It's hard to describe, but they tapped into it here, right? Happiness and sadness.
The fact that this makes you sad makes you realize that it must have been happy.
Yeah.
And that's that moment.
Yeah. I think the last thing I have to call out is what they didn't show. So I had a discussion with some people. I was like, oh, I kind of wanted to see what the character of the old man looked like in right now, at the end. I wanted to see him. I was like, no, I think that actually would have ruined the spot, because the fact that you don't actually see him asking Google or even taking the dog out makes it more powerful, because it's they show old photos and videos, and that's film. I shouldn't say there weren't even videos at the time, but and you obviously know that's not your family, that's not you, but because they're dated, the interpretation of nostalgia is that well, that could be my mom and dad. And your imagination kind of takes it from there and fills in the blanks. And in the blanks they leave spatially, musically, and visually. There's plenty of times where there's nothing but text on screen.
They're letting you to inject your own vision of who this guy is. Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's really powerful storytelling, and making a good video that can do that is no easy task, but something to be noted of if that can be an approach for your brand or your business because of whatever you're selling or what you're doing falls in line with that, you need to try and achieve that, because it can be uber powerful.